Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Rob's Arcade. I am your host, Rob French. Can I sit on this couch? Huh, that's pretty cool. I was just not aware of this. I've had this little spot here for a hot minute, and I'm thinking this might be a cool spot to do like a talk show. Oh my God, this is pretty cool. Welcome back to Rob's Arcade. Like I said, I'm your host, Rob French. And we are actually below the arcade right now, hanging out here. Like I said, doing like a little update for you guys. It has been quite a while since I've done one of these little updates. I've been wanting to do one for quite some time now. But the days get away from us as we get older and we get busier, and just a lot's been going on. There's been a lot of changes over the spring and summer as we're heading now into fall. I figured let me go ahead and catch you guys up on everything that's really been happening here in my world. I was up until this spring working at a restaurant, a nice little Italian family restaurant. I've been working there for quite a while. Um, my wife, who I'm currently separated from, if you're a current listener, you probably might remember might remember some of this. I've been separated from her from I don't know about over a year now, almost two. I want to say like a year and a half, but I feel like it's been a little bit longer than that. Um, Next spring, I guess it'll be 2 years officially. But it's been interesting navigating all of that and then going back to work at the restaurant that she helped me get a job at when I moved back from Florida back home after the separation. I was working at this restaurant up until the spring of this past year. Really enjoyed it. Love the people there, my regulars, and all of that. But it came to a point where I kind of had um, to step away. It was almost like I wasn't fired per se, and it was like an option to come back at some point. Um, but the way everything was just kind of handled was just kind of salty, and I was kind of looking for a way to get out. Um, the owners were having a grandchild, and I was like, gosh, once this baby's born, like they're going to have me in this restaurant like 24/7 probably. So I was looking for something else. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and then the work environment also got a little toxic. So I was kind of asked to step away, mutually agreed to kind of step away, and thought I might be going back at some point, but that didn't quite pan out the way it was explained to me, I suppose. I took that um, as a window of opportunity. I've been kind of like looking for a reason to get out of there and um, something else to get into, and I wasn't really quite sure what it was. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity and kind of use this um, to my benefit. And I got out, started looking around, and actually wound up founding a really good position, a really good fit for me. Um, got in doing like a part-time gig, kind of doing like a front desk customer service kind of position, kind of like the center hub of the facility that I work at, and quickly moved around a lot in um, in different departments, kind of helping out volunteering when I could, and it all kind of like branched out from me, kind of like deciding to get my life back on track. I was like, let me um, do something to better myself. I stopped all the drinking. I can sit in this chair too. This is so freaking cool. All right, so yeah, I can have like friends come over and we can hang out and do like like I can sit there or they I can sit there and they can sit on the couch and I can kind of like interview and we can kind of like talk and have discussions. This is pretty cool. But yeah, so it all kind of came about from just deciding to like get my life together, to decided to stop drinking, working out, and then actually decided to apply. Oh yeah, this is dope. This is freaking butter right here. Decided to apply at the facility I've been working out at. Like I said, kind of got like a front desk, like a membership, customer service kind of a role, and it was a really cool transition. I was a little bit nervous starting something new, having been at the restaurant for so long and having made so many friends there and meeting so many people and so many acquaintances and Facebook friends and what have you. It was it was a little nerve wracking, you know, changing vocations. But this turned out to be a really good fit. I had been working out there for about a year, so I knew a lot of people. I'd already made a lot of friends there, and the transition was actually a very comfortable one. I often made the statement that starting a new job is much like the first day of school. You know, it's exciting, but you're very nervous, and especially when it's like those first days of like middle school or the first day of high school. It's a whole new thing. It's very new, and you're trying to figure it all out and navigate it and get comfortable. And I likened, I'm like, where did I put my shit, man? Where did I put my? Did I leave my keys upstairs, or did I put my key? I'll look later. It's just freaking cool. Um, but yeah, I likened my first day at my new job to almost like being the first day of like third grade. You kind of like know where the teachers are, you know where everything is, and it's a much more comfortable transition. Uh, I quickly, like I said, navigated my way through different departments there, helping out in like they're actually like their gym floor. Um, it's kind of like a coach, wellness coach, and also we have like a child care facility, and I was able to help out from time to time in our uh, little child care area. So very quickly within you know my time there, I was able to really make myself valuable. And one of the things I was going to miss about the restaurant too is that I wore a lot of different hats at the restaurant. I was utilized for a lot of different tasks and different things, and I was going to miss that. And very quickly, my new job took advantage of my ability to do multiple jobs and to be able to navigate different tasks very easily and pick up on things very quickly. Um, so that was also something that was able to kind of get like fulfilled. And I've actually kind of wanted to talk about some of this stuff for a while because my time there has just been amazing. It's been a really cool transition, but the support and feedback, the positive feedback that I continue to get, it's absolutely astounding. Amazingly, like I live right across the street from where I work too, so I'm able to take like, what is this guy looking for? It's like, man, I know I put my keys down here somewhere, man. I'm able to like walk to work on really nice days, just kind of put my headphones in, and it's really, really, really nice to be able to do that. Um, and then even if I'm late, I can literally be late for work, drive and get there early. It's happened. I have left late for work and gotten there early still just because I live so close. It's amazing. But all of it's really just been really great. And, I've been trying to get full time there. If not something with, the front desk, just something in general, uh, because, I live a full time life and, kind of needed that. But I was told very almost like right away, like Robert, have you thought about full time? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And I'm always like, yes, absolutely. Always volunteering, taking CPR classes and O2 classes and all of these just different things um, to kind of better myself, but also make me a more valuable asset to my team there. And they've taken notice of all of that, and I was around uh, Labor Day offered a position from my director, and it was really interesting. Like, the overseer of this entire branch. I don't know if they were just kind of spitballing things out there and just kind of throwing things against the wall to see what would stick, but we were in desperate need of filling several positions, actually. It's been kind of crazy. The whole like hiring process over these last few months has just been uh, really strenuous, and it's like just a lot of patience and you know, understanding of just kind of what's going on, because it's one of those issues where not only do we have, or did we had, not only did we had, man, not only do we have, I'd say had, um, because we have filled some of these positions at up till not up to this point, but we did have several positions that we needed to fill at our facility, and they also needed positions filled within HR itself. And so it was very difficult to kind of get these things rolling with interviews and this whole process. And back over Labor Day, I put in for a position which kind of like oversees a lot of the youth programming outside of sports. Is he farting? I feel like he's farting now. Or maybe he's looking, he's like, oh, I think I see someone over there. I recognize. This is so weird. I feel like these movements and these actions are not typical at other locations. Like I feel like when he's watching TV, he's like, there we go. Yeah. I like it's so weird. I'm just chilling, bro. I'm just chilling, man. Why you picking on me, homie? Um. Oh my gosh, where was I? What was I saying? I was talking about my facility and the hiring process. Yes, and how it's been a little difficult because HR has also had positions that they've needed to fill. And so you kind of had to have some patience and some, like I said, some understanding going into all of this. But around Labor Day, I put in for a position that basically oversees, now I'm getting back on track, um, youth programming, like outside of the sports and things that we have for teens. There are also other programs and other um, almost like volunteer type uh, events and things that need overseeing. I put in for that position. Like I said, my director was just kind of spitballing some things. It was one of those like they need to fill this, they need to fill that, and almost like a an act of desperation, like Robert, would you want to do this? Nobody else wants it. Robert, maybe you want to do this. Hold tight 1 second, guys, for me. Hold tight just 1 second, please. All right, thank you so much. All right. So it was almost like, like this kind of like this look. Oh, wait. Can you play darts down here? That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Um, but it was almost like this act of like desperation, like, hey, do you want to do this? Da 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 da. And I was like, well, what is this? What is this position? And they started to explain it to me, and I was just kind of like, I mean, like, am I qualified? Just seeing where that cord goes. I guess it's the cord for the drink machine there. That little cord right there. Looks like it runs and powers the drink machine. That's pretty clever. But I was just like, really me? I was like, I don't know. Like, I've never had any like experience or any background doing anything like that. Are you sure? Almost like when they asked the father to cut the umbilical cord. Like, isn't there somebody a little more trained in this area that could kind of like, do you really want to give me the sharp thing around the baby? Like, isn't this? Oh, I didn't know I could watch these guys from right here. They're not doing nothing. They're supposed to be cleaning this place up, and they are literally just on their freaking phones. and she's on her tablet. She's probably texting him from her tablet. That is such garbage. Wow. Anyway, um, so I was just wasn't really even sure this was something that was right for me that I could do, and the more people kind of like thought about it, the more it was like, no, Robert, actually, you kind of would be perfect for this. So I got home, I started looking into it, and um, my director before I left was just kind of like, get with me tomorrow. We'll kind of talk about it. Maybe I can talk you into this whole thing. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. I guess maybe. My direct supervisor thought it was a great idea. Thought I was a great fit, and had been kind of pushing for me to get full time, and thought like this would be a great not only way for me to get full time, but a good fit for me, and quite possibly um, one of the better positions. How do I say this? Quite possibly like one of the the more fitting positions at the Y that would really allow me to express my potential, my creativity, and really allow me to kind of grow um, in like in the best way possible. There are a lot of different positions and a lot of different roles I could fill. But this one is probably the one most suited to me. I didn't think that it was something I wanted, but the more I looked into it, the more I was like, oh, wow, I think this is something. Sorry, guys, I had a lot of coffee this morning, that I could really get into. So I went home. I just went ahead. I put in for it. Like my all my information was already on file with the HR online hiring process. So I just clicked through, just click 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 click. Yep yep yep. I probably should have updated some of it because since I've started, I have acquired some new skills and some new things that I didn't know or didn't have before I started this position. But I was like, let me just get this thing in here. You guys, hey, yeah, get to work. You too, Stephanie.
All right. Bye. Oh,
Uh,
hey.
eh,
See ya.
so wait a minute, hold on, wait. I came out that way? Does that open? That does not open. And is this how you get out, I guess? Yeah, okay. So I just went ahead, I put in for the position, and came in the next day, and my director was like, Robert, can I talk you into this? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. And she seemed almost like devastated, like, oh my gosh, I was really hoping you would kind of take this. And I surprised her when I told her that she couldn't talk me into putting in for it because I already put in. She was super happy. Um, kind of went over a few things, talked about again like what my role would be, what I would be doing there as this director of this program or programs, and I really started to, like I said, fall in love. It was almost like I compared this thing to my baby. Like the more I talked to people, the more I looked at it, the more I just kind of fell in love. Like no, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. And then I get to the hospital and I see this beautiful baby, and it's like I do not want to let you go. Like I want to take you home with me. I had a over the phone interview with HR, which didn't go as well as I wanted it to. Just again, my lack of experience in handling programs and dealing with like young teens and stuff. I don't have it really. Outside of my last job working in the restaurant. Um, but as time went on and they were still having trouble finding people and like getting these positions filled, I wanted to let them know that I was still interested, and so I took the time to send out an email a couple weeks ago on a Monday, just kind of like, hey guys, I'm still interested, I want to do this, and got an email that following Wednesday, the 20th of of September, asking me if I wanted to come in for a face-to-face panel interview. And of course, I accepted it. I went in on the 27th for my panel interview, which was really nice. It was 6 people that I interviewed with, which was kind of intimidating. I'm not going to lie. but I knew three of them. It was my director, our kind of like overseer of the branch, our, I guess like our director that handles all of the different programming that I'm going to be kind of overseeing. She kind of oversees different aspects of like youth programming, different things at our facility, and then like some people from HR and just different. It was like six different people, and it was pretty wild. But like I said, I knew three out of the six. It was very comfortable, very fun interview, and I really felt like I did a great job. Um, but it was crazy. I like I said, I really wanted this thing. Like the more I thought about it, the more I needed it, and the more I wanted it, and so I was really excited to get in there. It was like I wasn't nervous, scared to interview. It was more like a fun, nervous energy, and I don't know. There was just a lot of like things in the interview that I just like. I kept looking back on it, going like, I felt like that went good. I felt like that went good. I felt like that was the right answer, and I was nervous up until then. I was thinking like once the interview was over, like I would be able to sleep a little bit better. But I literally like woke up the next morning like 5 o'clock on Wednesday after the interview and like couldn't sleep. Like gosh, was hoping to hear something that day. I work out there. I'm there all the time, and I didn't hear. There was like everybody had left. There was nobody. Like the next day, there was nobody in the building as far as like supervisors go. There was like all these meetings going on, and people were asking me like, "How did your interview go?" And I was like, "Well, I think it went good, but I don't know. Nobody's here today, so maybe it didn't go so good." They were all laughing, like maybe they're like ignoring me, they're trying to avoid me or something. I don't know. Anyway, um, but no, they were just all out to meetings and stuff like that. And then the next day, I still didn't really hear anything while I was at work. Nothing had really been mentioned. My supervisor asked me if I heard anything. I was like, no. But I also said that like I know how things go. Things take time. I don't know if this is something like the directors are going to come to me personally and tell me, or if they want to send it out like officially via email. I don't really know how it's going to work. But she was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But she kind of had this face too, like she knew a little something more than I did. And I didn't want to stir the pot. I didn't want to be like, do you know something? And like jinx myself. So I just kind of kept my mouth shut and just kind of like let the day play out, let it play out. I got off of work, went home, ate, came back to work out, and as my director was leaving, I was actually running to the restroom. And I just been having these conversations too about the interview, like all day. Like different people were asking me if I'd heard anything, do I know what's going on? And I'm like, no, 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 not yet, not yet. We'll see. Are you still waiting? Blah 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 blah. And then as my director's leaving for the day, and I'm running to the bathroom. She pulled me aside and um, said, you know, actually,
You really mean what you said?
let me
Oh,
see here.
yes,
Turn this
quick.
off. Thank you. Um, but she pulled me aside and was just like, Robert, um, we'd like to offer you a position. And part of me was like expecting a but, so that's kind of what I was waiting for. Like, okay, but we'd like to offer you the position, but we're going to go this way, or we'd like to offer you the position, but somebody else with more experience applied, and so we're just like that's what I was expecting to hear, honestly, as the conversation kind of started to progress. It was like she's like, I need to talk to you for a second. Could you come here? And just kind of like pulled me aside, and it didn't seem like excited, like come here, come here, come here. I got some good news for you. It was more kind of like, come here, come here. I need to tell you this. And I felt like, I guess because she was on her way out, she was like waiting until the last minute to tell me the bad news. Like the Friday before the weekend, I'm going to wait until the very possible last second to let him know he did not get the job. So anyway, she's like, I'd like to offer you the job. And I'm just kind of like looking at her like, okay. And she's like smiling at me. And I'm just like dumb faced. And she says it again, like, Robert, we'd like to offer you the job. And again, I'm still waiting for the but. And then all of a sudden, like the tumblers all clicked in my head. It happens from time to time. It's almost like a lock or a Rolodex file clicking, like all these things. The tumblers fall into place, if you will. And I was like, oh my God, what are you saying? Do I have the job? And she was like, yeah, you have the job. and I was just like, can I hug you? You know, like I was just so happy, and so I gave her a huge hug, and my head was just spinning. She was just like, telling me, we're gonna print up the details and I'll get it to you, da 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 da. But I just wanted to let you know. But yeah, she goes like, welcome to the team. We're very excited. You're gonna do great. You're gonna be amazing here. You've already done so well. And she's like, you've proven yourself in the last, 5 months. Your value here, and we know you're going to continue to do that in this role. And I'm like, I got to go work out. Like, you're going to make me cry, and I got to go in the gym. Like, I can't go in there with like tears in my eyes. Um, and I spent the whole weekend just kind of like in a roll. I wanted to do this video earlier, but I wanted to make sure this was like a concrete, solid thing. And I actually, this is R4 telling me we need to wrap this up. But yeah, I just wanted to wait until I signed the paperwork. Everything was official. I signed the paperwork last night. It's the 3rd of October right now. I start my new position on the 16th. Super duper excited. There's lots of changes going on where I'm at, and I'm really happy and thrilled to be a part of that change, and really excited to learn some new things and to bring my style and my flavor to the table as well. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really exciting. I get to do some really fulfilling things. We're going to be in charge of like the tree program, getting people Christmas trees this year. I'm sure with Halloween coming up, we're going to do some cool stuff with that. But on top of just having fun and cool events and things like that, there's going to be opportunities for me to help refugees and get kids scholarships and get people opportunities that they didn't have, before. And yeah, look, the guy's not doing all these weird things. He's not farting and doing all this weird shit he was doing down in the basement earlier. That's so funny. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a really brief, just kind of like I said, follow up on what's been going on. It's possible. Change is possible. You just got to do it. I made a decision, like I said, over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, to say, hey, look, I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna make it for the better, and I continue to do things to make my life an improvement, and those things have paid off. In just a short time, it's crazy. Actually, I clocked it, and we're talking in 4 months' time, you guys. I went from a part-time position in a new place, um, working multiple departments and picking up new skills, volunteering, making sure I was seen, I was heard, people knew who I was, putting myself on the map, putting myself on the radar. And here I am, full-time salary position. I've got my own office, and it's going to be just amazing. I'm really excited to help these kids out, and as much as I can teach them, I can't wait to learn from the teens, man. The kids out there are amazing, and I can't wait to learn from them just as much as I can't wait to show them some stuff. So it's going to be really cool, you guys. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Always do. Please like, share the video as well. And as always, until next time, don't spend your quarter anywhere else. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys so much. Take care. Enjoy your week. And I will see you soon, guys. Peace.